What's going on, guys? Andrew here, and today I wanted to tackle something that can be a bit of a challenge, and I think it's something that every electric guitar player at least deals with at some point, and it's what gain pedals do you put on your pedal board? Now, this has to do with what kind of gig you play and what kind of band you're in or what your situation is, I suppose, but it also has to do with finding a tone that works for you, combined with like the constant bombardment of all these new pedals that are coming out all the time. Like, how are you supposed to decide what actually makes it on your board? So for this video, I'm doing this from a gigging guitarist perspective, meaning that you're either playing in a band, you're playing in like a cover band, or you're doing like an artist support where you're an electric guitar player that plays, you know, with an artist. It could be any kind of genre of artist, a singer-songwriter, like a hard rock band, whatever. And I also have a couple stipulations. So the one is that we're gonna be talking about getting your board set up for gain pedals in front of a clean amp, meaning that you're not gonna get any gain from the amp. In my experience as a New York City musician, I'm going to venues a lot and not being able to bring my amp. And I find that at a lot of venues in the city and honestly like across the country, you will find a clean amp, whether it's a twin reverb or a deluxe reverb, that's there and ready for you to use. And if you set your board up to get the gain tones that you want, you'll know that you are in control of your gain staging no matter where you go. The second stipulation would be to keep the size down because, again, as a New York City guitarist, I'm going to gigs all the time on the subway or driving with a friend. I actually have a car, but that's a very recent thing. And you know, my current pedal board is 12 inches deep and 17 inches wide. And not only does it keep the travel size down, but on a lot of the stages that I play, I don't have much more room than this even to have a footprint on the stage. And I have a couple pedals that I put on the side, but other than that, you want to try and keep it small, and we're also going to do it in front of a clean amp. So my ideology behind building a pedal board, and this is something that's happened and developed over years and years, is instead of thinking of pedals like one by one and like pedal, 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 I like to think of things in slots. And what I mean by that is I have like a fuzz slot, I have a lighter drive slot, and then I have a heavier drive slot. And any of those seats or slots can basically be exchanged. Like if I have another pedal that I think does the higher gain thing better, I can swap that out. Or if I have another one that does the lighter gain thing, so that the entire time I'm not like getting overwhelmed with all this stuff that comes out. Not only that, I can also swap pedals out of these positions if I'm on a particular gig. Like if I'm on a harder rock gig, I might bring this pedal, but if I'm on like a gig where I don't even need that much gain, I might swap this out for like a Nobles or like a different kind of pedal. Setting the pedals up in slots like this basically gives you like incremental gain stages where you have, and let's just not count the fuzz right now, let's just say you have a light drive and a heavier drive, and these are going to be like your benchmarks for where your gain is, and your guitar volume knob is going to take you everything in between. So if this one's on, it's gonna be the light drive, and then you back off your volume to get back to clean. And then this one's gonna be a heavier drive, and you back down your volume to get everything in between. That's really how I like to do it. Now I'm gonna show you two setups and two different ways that I've found that I think make it the easiest so you can cover all the gain stages that you need, from clean to edge of breakup, and then a light drive, maybe a heavy drive, and then even like a soaring lead. Let's dive right into it. If you enjoy guitar related content, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you'll be notified when I post a new video. It helps me let you know when a new video gets posted. So like I said, I've boiled down two setups and the ways that I think that you can get the most gain and the most sort of different textures out of just your gain pedals on a small pedal board through a clean amp. Setup number one is a method of stacking light overdrives, and you have a bunch of different light to medium, let's say like light to medium drives, and you can have each of them on at one time, and then you have all the different combinations of each other, or you can have all of them on at once for maximum gain. And you really want to try to find pedals that work well together. This can be the most challenging thing, and this really just comes with trial and error, but some tried and true pedals that work together are like tube screamers, the exotic RC booster and AC boosters, Klons, Nobles ODR1, And then like the Blues Breaker family of pedals, which would be like the King of Tone, the Prince of Tone, the Snouse Black Box, or like the JHS Morning Glory. These are all tried and true, like great light overdrives, and they add just a little bit of character to a clean amp. Not to mention when you stack them together, they get really musical, they start to all compress with each other, and it can be a really great sound. But this is actually not the approach that I like to take. What I like to do is what I would like to call core plus boost. You're gonna take one pedal and set it up for medium to high gain, and you're gonna use your volume knob to get all of the different stages of gain while that pedal is on. So you have the clean Fender amp by itself, and then your second channel is this core pedal. Now they make all kinds of pedals that work great for this. If you've ever heard the term amp in a box pedal, I think that this is really what this is meant for. A lot of times it's like a Marshall voiced pedal, like the Catlin Bred Dirty Little Secret. There's the Love Pedal Purple Plexi, or even like the Ethos TWE1, like a train wreck pedal. That's like a pretty high gain one, but it will transform a clean amp into an amp that sounds like a dirty Marshall or like a dirty Hiwatt or something. At that point, you have one pedal that you know is gonna give you all of those different variances of gain because you can use your volume knob to control all the different levels. Then you boost that with another pedal in front of it. This is the way that my board is set up. I have the Winford drive acting as my heavy drive, you know, my second channel basically, and then I boost it with the RC booster, or I boost it with a fuzz. And you can also even add the compressor to it when you're playing maybe a lead or like a heavier part, and it does that. It compresses the drive and it adds a little sustain. Great for like a singing lead or something. Keep in mind, you know, the same way that it works, if you boost into a dirty amp, it's only going to increase gain and compression and it's not going to increase volume. The same principle applies if you boost a heavy signal into a pedal that's providing you that amp gain. That's going to be the master volume. So you can turn a boost up way louder than you would if you needed it to be unity, and you can drive the front end of that pedal. It's also called goosing. People talk about goosing. It's kind of a funny word, but you goose the front of a pedal to get it to have more sag and sustain and distortion. Leave a comment below and let me know if you use either of these methods. I think that both of these methods are pretty common, and I think that there's actually a little bit of personal preference in whether you like to stack light drives or whether you like to use one pedal as like a second character and then run other pedals into that, like other boosts and fuzzes and stuff into that pedal. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed the video and leave a comment with your tips, anything that I might have missed. I mean, I want these videos to be like an open forum for all of us guitarists to talk about the ways that we like to do this when you're trying to figure out how to get the right kind of gain pedals on your board so that you can know when you look down and you need to get a certain level of gain that you can get it, and you also don't have to bring like 15 gain pedals to a gig. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you'll be notified when I post a new video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.